Check. One. Yellow.
Yellow?
Yellow.
That's an old man thing.
Yeah. Yellow. Old man. I am kind of old, though, I suppose, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not really. I think I'm not old, man. Nah. Just getting started, man. I haven't even hit my prime yet. You know what I mean? I'm still shooting for that prime, man.
That's funny.
I think I might be getting there, but then I'm like, nah, maybe not. I still
Welcome to the excluded middle.
Excluded middle, Ryder Ryan.
Full disclosure, Keeler is getting old. He forgot the intro, or to do the intro.
Hilarious, man.
Welcome to the bunker.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday after the election.
It is too.
That's not why I'm smiling, though. It's just been a really good day.
Man, every day's a good day, Ryan. But yeah, today
Every day can be a good day.
is an exceptional day.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
That's how
know.
we started that last one.
I text someone else that, and they said every day is a good day, and I said, and I was actually talking about tomorrow for church, but I said, well, then it's going to be a great day.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to cut that clip off.
Oh,
My
dude,
bad.
yeah. Maybe that's what's driving me crazy. It's all good, man. Let's rock with it.
You should have your pocket knife with you.
Man, I got my running gear, my running shorts on.
Do you even carry a pocket knife?
I do sometimes, but the one I was carrying, it was a man, I can't remember the name of it, but dude, it was an awesome knife, man. It was man, it's gonna drive me nuts now. I can't think of the name. Kershaw.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah, Kershaw knife, man. It was one, and it's not real expensive or nothing. And it's just a manual kind of flip. It doesn't have a spring, but I'm not I think it might be spring assisted to a point. But dude, the thing, yeah, it's spring assisted, but the flip on it, dude, you barely touch that thing, it just comes flying out, man.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
on
it,
the
dude.
backside.
Yeah, and it's so effective, man. It's so efficient. So I use that because if you get an automatic one where you just hit the button, man, that sucker will fly open so fast. And
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
and
of those.
but then they also break, or they have a tendency to break unless you spend a good chunk of money for a real nice one.
Yeah.
But the one I got, you have to manually do it, but it works so well, and the spring works so well on the assist, man. You barely touch that thing and it pops right open. So, and man, I've been using it for a while. The first one I got, I was using it, and I want to say it was last summer. No, it had been the summer before. Or maybe, I don't know, probably maybe even longer than that. I don't know. Time flies for me, at times, especially when I'm out having fun with my boys. And it was me and my youngest out there in the spillway at Canopolis, and we were fishing. And, dude, just having a ball, man, because the big old drum we're running. So, I mean, we're catching, probably 10-pound drum, 8, pounds. So, I guess on the big end 10, probably the small end, maybe 4 or 5 pounds.
Yeah.
But just reeling them in like every other cast because they were running in there. And just having, we're fishing with the ultralight tackle for the most part. Then we moved up to the big gear when those started hitting. But, KC got snagged up in the water down there on this big old net. So he waded down in there. This water's running pretty good. KC's out there. I'm on the verge of probably jumping in to try to save him. You know what I mean? If he takes off pretty good. But anyways, he's down in there. And as soon as you go up the river, it'll go shallow, so not real scary or nothing.
Yeah.
But this kid was down in there, and he goes down there because he doesn't want to lose his lure, because we're catching a ton of fish on him. So he goes down in there, pulls up with this lure, and it is snagged in this net line. You know how the spillway is, man. I think everything that got caught up or everyone lost got snagged up in that big old pile of mess. Well, he's down there, so I'm like, well, here, dude, I'll give you my knife. And, so you can cut away the net. And he's like, throw it to me. And I'm like, dude, I'm not chucking my knife out there in the hopes you catch it, man. I've seen you catch things, Ain't no way you're going to catch this. So I'm like, well, it has that little clip that goes on the jean pocket, So I put that on the fishing line.
Yeah.
So then it would just, just run down there, right there, kind of like a slide, and just run right to him. So I'm like, you ready? Because it's going to just be on this line and grab it. He's like, yeah, I'm ready. So I slide it, dude. The knife slides perfectly right down there. He goes like this, boom, hits his hand and flies into the water. Gone. I'm like, yeah, that's not coming back. So lost the knife, man. lost
That's
the knife
funny.
with that one. And so then I, get another one. I think, and then I just had lost that one probably a couple months ago, and so I just been without a knife ever since then. I think, and that one just came off.
Seems
my
like you
pocket
have the same
somewhere.
problem with sunglasses.
Yeah. No. Well. Yeah. To a point.
You go through some of this.
Yeah. I think on the sunglasses, Ryan, it is more of a. I just leave them on the top of my head. You know what I mean? On my
Right.
hat, and I forget I have them on there, so I'll just take off the hat, or you know what I mean, or they fly off, and yeah.
So I have one pair.
I've lost one expensive pair. But yeah,
I have one expensive pair of Ray-Bans, but I have probably been through 10 pairs of just off the shelf, $20 or $30 sunglasses. And I'll take them off somewhere. I think the last pair I left at Canopolis on the picnic table, which would have been last year, like Labor Day weekend. I took them off and set them on the table, and it was getting dark, and we just bailed. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, very, very grumpy when I do that.
Yeah,
Because even though it's only like 25, 30, 40, 50 bucks, I'm just like, frustrated.
Yeah, tough loss for you. Good find for somebody else.
Somebody, yeah,
That's
they
what I
got a
always
nice,
think when I lose mine. I'm like, dang, someone just scored a nice pair of Oakleys. I'm like, oh,
no doubt.
yeah. I've only lost that one pair. That was and that was a pretty high dollar pair. I was a little frustrated with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I kind of ground myself from them for a while. You know what I mean? I'm like, fine then. I'm going without them for a while.
That's it.
But I still have the other pair, man. They're at the house. I just haven't been wearing them. I've been just trying to take in more sunshine, I think. You
Yeah.
know, I heard, and I just heard that somewhere along the lines, like by wearing sunglasses too much of the time, you know what I mean? You're eliminating that sunshine in your eyes, and that's a big deal. Probably a good absorption point right there. I'm not too familiar with the science behind it, but heard a little bit about it, and I was like, man, I'll try that.
Yeah.
Especially since we're coming up on winter, you're not going to get, you're not intaking as much sunshine as you normally would.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, man, I'm just going to go without sunglasses so I can soak up as much as I can at the moment,
Yeah.
and just prepare the body, prepare the system for the cold winter that's coming, man. So that's kind of what I do.
Still reasonably warm for being November.
Yeah, dude. Hey, man, today I go run. I did a
Probably
long
60
run.
degrees today.
Dude, it was, well, it's probably a little colder than that. Plus the wind was blowing 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That didn't help much. But it was a south wind. So yeah, I bet it was 58, 60. I bet you're right. Dude, I was running with a shirt off down old 61, when you come off 30th Street, I go over that walking bridge, and then I get right there, and then I'll take off down that little path. It's all uphill right there. And I started sweating pretty good. I was like, man, the shirt's coming off. I'm soaking in more vitamin D, baby. Let's go.
There you go.
Yeah. So then that felt really good, man. That was nice. Yeah, that was real nice, man. Because I was running north and had the wind at my back, man. And it always gets, it's a little warmer when you're running like that.
Yeah.
So I took advantage of that. Had Wheeler on the run, man, today. Dude, he went on because I do that Monday night
Yeah.
run club here in town too. That club's pretty cool, man. I do like it. It's fun, and you get to run down Main Street as a group. That's been about every run except for one. We've ran up and down Main Street, so that's fun. And then I took Wheeler out on that one. He did good, man. He did good on that one. We ran pretty fast, I mean, for Wheeler. Well, I don't know, just for running for first long run of the year, really, 3 miles. And he did good, man. We ran probably, I don't know, a 9-minute, maybe, something like that. 9:15, maybe. There was parts of it where Wheeler was trying to run probably a 4:30 or something, but
A few blocks ahead of you.
yeah, he likes to get going at times. You got to pace him, man. You got to pace him for sure, because he'll tear off and then he'll just die on you. I've had him, and today we did 8, and he did 8 miles pretty good. He started. You can tell when he's starting to get a little tired, because normally he'll run ahead of you a little bit,
Right.
and then he starts moving more to the side, and then pretty soon he's behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause that's always fun. Wheeler, yeah, he's good stuff, man. I don't think Max would make it that long.
No, he's out of shape. He's a fat
Yeah.
kid like his owners.
Yeah, we would go with him. It would be the first probably block or two. And this dog is, dude, Ryan's dog, Max, if you all don't know, this dog is like the strongest freaking dog ever, man. So strong. Oh, he's so strong.
He's such a dork, though.
Yeah. And about 2 blocks in, he starts slowing down and calming down. And then he'll start kind of, not pulling real hard or trying. So then he's just kind of walking ahead of you. And then probably maybe 6 blocks in, man, he's right on the side and just walking stone cold because he looks so cool and so built up. You get him in about 6 blocks, man. That dog just levels up right next to you, man, looking just solid.
He is solid.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's fun walking Max, man. I had a good time doing that.
He's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just so, he's powerful, man. Dog is something fierce.
For being indoor, not getting out, yeah, he just is strong. He just is.
Yeah. And then like Willer, man, you'll take him out for, like an 8-mile run today, you'll take him out and he'll get tired and he'll lay down, 10 minutes. And then he's back up, just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah. You almost have to take him to the point of failure, like a complete exhaustion and unmovable. And then he's chill for the rest of the day.
No, I get it. Max used to go for a lot of walks when we lived in Arkansas. Just because, I don't know, we walked a lot then. We had a nice little track around the forest and private property. Nobody bugged us. Yeah. But when he got off the leash, oh, man, he would just run. The only way to get him is if you're in a vehicle and he thinks that you're going to take him for a ride. Like, he's highly motivated by food, but I chased him around, this is a couple of years, 3 years ago, with a package of bacon, thinking he would come. Because he loves bacon. Cooked, raw, doesn't matter.
With some bacon.
Yeah, and he came up like within about 5 feet of me, and like I had this like bunch of bacon in my hand, and so I like made one step for him, and he was gone. So then I walked all the way back to the house and got the pickup, and finally went and got him wrangled. But it irritates me.
Man, yeah, that's a big dog. Like if you weren't his owner, and he's out there running on the loose, and you're out there just strolling by, and you see Max on the full sprint right at you, dude, that would be a scary moment for an individual, man.
People freak out when he comes at him when he's on a leash.
Yeah,
when I lived in Caryville,
brute, man.
He got out and he ran down about 4 houses to the south, and there was a older lady getting out of her car with a cane, and I was like, oh no, but she had big dogs, so it didn't even phase her. Like I was worried she was gonna like poke at him with a cane or something. Nope, she just started talking to him and then laughed when I tried to get him in the pickup, and he bolted. So yeah. So anyways, what else is going on besides running and dogs and life?
Who knows, man? Well, life's going. Life's definitely going.
It just keeps going, right?
Yeah. Life's going, man. It's going.
Or it could not go. I guess that's your choice. So
yeah, either way.
Very strange.
Yeah. I think it slows down. Like with life, it's like when you're having good times, life's going to go by quick, fast. And then when it's a little bit more intense, a little bit more of that struggle, you know what I mean? You like to say that kind of reels it back. So then you kind of just, I think it just brings overall balance, man.
It's definitely about perception, right?
To like the longevity of it. You know what I mean?
There's so much of how you perceive and how you look at things. And I don't know. I used to get hung up real bad in that kind of woes me, whatever, Yeah. And then now it's like, everybody's heard like what doesn't kill. I got the hiccups. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. But in the book, it says that our trials make us, suffering produces endurance.
Yeah.
And so then when the next trial comes, you can hit it a little harder and a little harder. And I think that's the funnest for me, like helping people, is when they're early on in recovery. I have a buddy that moved up here, and he's been working really hard, and it has just been one thing after another, and I'm super proud of him for just keep going, because
it's hard, man.
Even for me, I'm like, it was
so hard.
I was like, I've been at this for a while. This almost drives me to drinking, or something. But he just keeps going and keeps showing up and keeps going and keeps showing up. And really has motivated me in some ways of, like, especially with how, you keep your, I don't know how the best way, it talks in the book about oil and keep your oil in your lamp and, not put a basket over, don't quench the Holy Spirit, all these things.
Right.
And it's not about necessarily like things are going terrible. It's like almost when things are going good, then I forget. When things are going bad, then I'm down in the foxhole on my knees saying, God, why?
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
I like that too.
And so it's been good, being able to watch other people come out of the gutter and just day after day and just keep showing up and showing up and showing up despite everything being thrown against them.
Yeah, it's almost, and especially like early on like that too. It makes it very difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just and it's almost like it happened. It's almost like a test. You know what I mean? Like you're getting truly tested. Like how serious are you wanting this? Like how serious do you want this? And if you want it this much, you know what I mean? We're gonna make sure because we're gonna test you. And it seems to be early on, man. They start getting hammered, man. One thing after another. Yeah, it takes a lot of strength in those moments.
Especially if you're a believer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you're coming out of the world to a point. You know what I mean? Or the world you was in, and you're trying to get to that new place.
Yeah.
A new world, if you want to look at it. Just you know what I mean. And that takes a lot because your thinking has to begin to change and all that good stuff, man.
Well, the enemy definitely doesn't want you to do it in the name of God, right? I think he's probably okay. All right, so you got clean, but you're not surrendered to Christ.
I don't think he'd want it either way. Maybe really,
he's a
believer or not believer. You know what I mean? Because
he wouldn't. But I'm just saying. I think from my perception of watching other guys and the ones that are believers just seem like the things that are happening to them. For whatever reason,
it comes in a little bit more intense.
It's heavy.
Yeah,
heavy.
A little bit more intense.
Yeah, and it's usually, honestly, what's weird is it's people attacking them, right? So then it's evil using people, some that aren't really not necessarily evil, even, right?
Right. I don't think it matters at a certain point.
But they're not believers.
Yeah.
They reject that idea.
Yeah, but, start getting used to almost harm others, man.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, for me, I'm kind of hyper aware of that anyways, I guess. Not really to protect myself, but just because of the field I work in, I suppose, Yeah,
and I think as you get stronger, like, because I get that, because I went through that too at the same time. People sometimes, it's like they just, like, I don't know. Like you'll say something and they just take it the wrong way or they hear something different. And you're like, whoa, what's this coming from? Or they'll just be off with you. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's kind of tough.
They don't want to celebrate your victories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, that Jealousy. Is weird. The psychological process there, man, that is a trip.
You think of the backside of that, like lack of fruit of spirit. So you use the opposites of all those. So, you would tend to be more jealous of stuff. So then if someone does have this win, and I mean, this is hypothetical, right? I guess I could think hard enough and think of specific
I like
examples.
Hypothetical because I think everybody's aware of the situation where sometimes when you're victorious and you're moving and you're doing good things, like you're bringing about change in yourself, which in turn, all this stuff will begin to change others as well. And then it's just like, then those victories, just in however little or small, the haters out there, man, the haters are gonna hate, especially as you're trying to do something, come out of that, as you say, you're coming out of that gutter. You know what I mean? That ditch line.
Oh, yeah.
People quick with that foot to boom, stomp you back down
they
in there.
Are, man.
Or you come out and start walking, like you said. Yeah, you get out, you'll start walking a little bit, and then someone just, sticks out a leg and trips you up, man. Boom. Just, oh, man. And it sucks, when it is from somebody else, man.
I mean, it still happens. Even
it hurts, man.
So, I mean, for me now, it's like, especially with the season. So it's politics season. A lot of people upset about certain things. I don't even know how to feel on the Saturday morning when I wake up. I'm just like, it's just another day to me.
Shoot, I'm like, it's Saturday morning, baby. I'm feeling good. I love Saturday mornings, right?
My favorite place to do some chores and make some muffins and eat some chili. It was great, but it's like frustrating me, and so it's people that I guess maybe every 4 years they don't like me. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. And I don't know. People do like, react differently. But I think, especially like I was saying, like we're saying at the very beginning there, man, that's challenging, dude. And dude keeps getting knocked down, coming back up, knocked down, coming back up. But I think eventually through that process, if you stay intact and keep moving forward and keep getting back up, like you're saying, like what this individual's doing, eventually I think you start learning, you know what I mean? And you start getting better. Like if that's your focus, I mean, eventually you're only going to want to struggle like for that intense for so long.
Yeah.
And so if you actually hold down and take roots in that and begin to take that fight on and not let it affect you, you begin to figure ways to put in place even people that come at you, like boundaries, dude. Boundaries are huge, or you start seeing that in them where they're attacking you differently. You just kind of try to do it in a supple way with your words, if you need to, or actions, or just try to stay clear of them and just keep on your course. That's that improvement course for yourself. Yeah, because people like to trip you up, man. Bam.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's gonna happen. I don't know. I get so in a place where, more often than not, I'm usually around like-minded people, right? So usually I'm in community of the majority of people or church somewhere, believe, all those things. And then I find myself in situations where I'm the minority.
Yeah.
And so then, I'm more hyper aware of things that are going on and stuff like that. For good reason. I don't know. I was recently around a lady. She claims to be a witch, and when I told her I was a Christian, her whole demeanor changed to me. You know what I mean? The way she talks to me, like she just kind of steers clear. But every time that she's looking at me, she's glaring. Right?
Are you sure you're not just seeing this?
With my eyes, like, I do see
from
it.
Your own perspective, you know what I mean?
Because I see her around other people. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. It's one of those you'd have to be there. But it was interesting to me. It's like for the first week, she was super sweet. Well, I don't know that she's necessarily. I don't think she's attacking me.
Yeah, just glaring at you.
Honestly, it's weird. I have very little fear of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the first few days, you're not really talking about a lot of personal things.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you drop the ball, or someone asks you a question, and well, what are you doing this weekend? Well, I'm gonna go to church, and they're like, oh, you're one of those.
That's too bad, right?
I am one of those.
Oh,
yes. Why? What are you?
Yeah, that's too bad.
And so it was interesting.
So it's basically the same thing. Like it would be like, I guess the church looking at her as a witch or whatever, and then so the church would see like, oh, you're one of those. You know what I mean? So then she's coming back with that same. So maybe if the church would approach her a little differently.
I can't speak on that.
I don't know,
right?
man.
You know
That's a trip, right? I just started thinking that.
There's a whole lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
What do you? Where it gets real finicky is like you can't even really define church anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and
like what church do you go to?
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
But we should be, as a church though, should we not be functioning as a whole, as a unit? Even though there's a churches like all across and spread out, shouldn't they be more focused on that movement? You know what I mean? Togetherness, like you know what I mean? I don't know. Well, I guess you would still move together, but you'd be a separate entity.
Some are
you should be working in the same fashion in some sense.
Some churches are really good at it, working with other churches outside of denominational lines, and others aren't. And,
but I don't know, man. Maybe they do a point. I don't know.
They used to, right?
Well, I think they would, because God would be guiding and directing them.
Well, there again, you have to.
Are you listening and
that's the spirit?
Are you
all these things?
Yeah, I'm just thinking that too.
There are false teachers out there, and there are heretical teachers out there, and we loop them all into the church. And
there's people out there, man. That's what I think it boils down to, Ryan. There's just people out there. Like some days you're not going to be you're going to be more following the self than I guess God at times, man.
Well, that's a given because we're human.
That's
right?
what I mean. So I don't know.
There's that aspect, but from the church aspect, if you're looking at this full whatever, like I said, it's such a loose term now.
Yeah, but if everyone was actually listening and denying self, then they would be moving in more the same fashion. And the fact that they're all seem to be moving a little bit differently, that should be a red flag that says, "Hey, you guys are probably off tilt."
Could or could not be.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know. Just thinking.
I think
maybe
that once I
should reflect on that for a bit.
I think that once it gets to that point, a lot of the red flags were already missed, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it does, like some of my favorite teachers, some of my very close personal friends do not care for him, but I'm a fire and brimstone guy. That's my favorite teaching.
Yeah.
And I mean, all the way through, I read a lot of Charles Spurgeon, and I can only imagine. And there's a guy that re-preaches Charles Spurgeon online, and it's good, but you can still he's not rehearsing it. It still is kind of like him reading it. And so Spurgeon is Nick. I mean, for all intents and purposes, called the Prince of Preachers. He would have been like the first megachurch guy over in England for Reformed Baptist. And so he had around 10,000 people in his congregation at the London Tabernacle. And then on Sunday afternoon, everybody would type his sermon and put it in the newspaper. So it would go out to hundreds of thousands of people across Europe and into Russia and these different things. And he's hardcore. Right. And so you would say, as you're reading this and you go through some of these and read his writings and his books, he has, he only lived to be 55 years old, and he has more words in print about Scripture than any other person through history.
Surgical,
right? And he started 9 years old. Okay, so, but a lot of people would not even pay any attention to him. I could put a Charles Spurgeon quote up, and 100 people will like it if I don't put Charles Spurgeon down. Put Charles Spurgeon, and he get a totally different response.
Yeah,
I put a post up on Facebook.
Fire and brimstone, right?
Reformed.
Oh, Reformed.
Baptist,
Yeah, that's even better.
So, and he's not a Calvinist Reformed.
I love Reformed, man.
I do too. That's all I know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've come out of that, but I
do like Reformed though.
I put a post on Facebook, and I left it was from a devotional, fairly progressive. And I agreed with it, so I posted it, but I didn't put anybody's names because I wanted to see what the responses would be.
Yeah.
Now, if I would have put who actually said it, I probably would have only got 4 likes.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that's very interesting that it's written. So I agree with it, but if I would have posted who actually said it, none of my Protestant friends would have liked it. Just saying, because it was from a Catholic. Well known,
Yeah.
And I find that interesting.
Yeah, that is a trip.
I find that, but I find that interesting in myself because I used to be the same way. I would never go outside of these small group of people.
Well, that goes back to the witch one, kind of, man, because it would be the same thing with a Reformed or like a Catholic and a Protestant. It would be like, oh, you're one of those.
a true Reformed or Catholic would not say that, though.
But I'm just saying, but that goes back, same thing, though, to a point.
And then here again, this is what sucks is, 200 years ago, the church made some terrible decisions and persecuted people like that, right?
Right.
And some of it was they're stepping in unknown territories and they don't quite understand. I get all that. But you can't base, it's just the same thing as anything else. I'm white, so now I'm a racist, right? I have nothing to do with anything of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just because of that. So it's the same on both sides. Oh, you're a witch. You're one of the. No, that's not how it should be.
Right.
If the church is functioning properly, they should lead by example and say, come on in.
Yeah.
Have a seat.
Here's some hospitality.
We're fully protected here.
Yeah.
Your witchiness doesn't witch me out at all.
Well, maybe, and who knows, man?
And I think that's where it gets
you should
skewed.
just be more respectful and hospitable.
And then over time, and Satan's the one who uses division. I mean, Christ said, I came to divide.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he is. And that's why I want to talk about next, because you use it. And I agree with I'm ready to watch the world burn, right? And it's scriptural.
You been thinking about that one?
Well, Luke 12 talks about it,
For sure it does.
And
Jesus says it.
Well, we were kind of stuck on Luke 12 last month a little bit.
Yeah, Jesus says, I wish it was already burning.
Because it talks a lot about division too, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure,
but he does. He says, I came to cast fire on the earth and would that it were already kindled.
Yeah, and
I wish it was already burning.
Wish it was already simmering. I wish it already burned.
And it's just like we've said so many times, the longer we go, the more of a stranger I feel.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't want to see people needlessly suffer, and so that's where my...
Yeah, but until then, we should be, You should be respectful. You should have that hospitality, that good old Southern hospitality. You know what I mean? Let's just take it up another notch. But you know what I mean? And just be respectful, courteous, and kind comes to mind. I guess just what you would need to do is show the fruit of the Spirit is what you would have to do, man. All that in any moment. You know what I mean? And how well are you doing that? You know, I guess. How well you loving out there. That true love.
Right.
Yeah.
And it also shows how much Jesus wants to be reunited with us in person.
Yeah. And you know,
Right.
and then I guess in that moment, like if the witch would, you know, or if, you know, whoever gets up and then tries to implement what they're doing within your house, then you would have, you know, in a kind and hospitable and respectful manner, be like, this is not how we do it in our house.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I guess, and then that would have to, and then she would have to show some common courtesy just the same and respect that and not try to disrespect the house, you know?
Yeah. It would definitely be an interesting.
Dude, that would be, oh man, that'd be awesome, I would think. You know what I mean? And then you know.
She'd probably get here and see all the icons and maybe freak out. I don't know.
No, it doesn't matter. But if she does, she could, you know, excuse herself in a kind, orderly, respectful manner, respect the house, step out, and be like, it's just not for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm a witch. That's what I want to do.
Yeah,
you
be
know?
witchy.
And then they, you know, the church be like, well, you know, we're the church. This is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you're in search and you're seeking something that you can't find, I bet you find it in here. You know what I mean? Come on home. You know what I mean? And to see if we can't fill you up. You know what I mean? And so you never know. You never know. But if you're rejecting and unkind, you know, like do the exact opposite, like, oh, you're one of those. Well, when she's in dire need and seeking and getting wrecked, you know, or whatever, you know, or she's searching for Jesus, you know, searching for something, you know, that's how it kind of happens. You begin to search something that you know, your thirst isn't being quenched if he puts that on you.
There should only be two labels.
So then you would not go back into that church because of what they did, and you would totally miss it. You would then at that point. I mean, God, man, you got to
There's
think
enough people
think
already.
long term, I suppose, man.
Well, you have to.
Always
It
be
is about
kind,
the
man,
long term.
courteous, respectful, all that.
Even
and
if they're
above.
not kind to you, usually they're not. But
Yeah. But you can still, even if they don't do it back to you though, but you can still create that boundary, man. So that, you know what I mean? Like, you're being unkind. No, thank you. No, thanks. Step away.
the book says sit them down at your table. If you don't.
Well, yeah, but if they continue on that course, right, you'd have to be like, you have to sort that out, man. You're trying to, you know, bring me into something I don't want to be in.
That's where you got to stand firm.
That's what I mean.
You know what I mean?
Full ground, man.
Have
I don't
to.
know.
There should only be, in my humble opinion, two labels. Right? We have line 1. We have line 2.
Right.
We have
On the
two
love
labels.
and- yeah.
It's not Christian or not Christian. It's those that know Christ and He knows them, and those that don't, that need us. That's it.
Yeah.
You know.
I like that. That is pretty good.
And I think people as
two
a whole
groups, man.
do
Yeah.
fail.
Yeah.
And I don't this is the thing that strikes me about church and the the body of Christ is so the preacher's job really is to train up the people in the congregation
Disciples.
so they can go out and do the Great Commission.
Yeah.
It's really not the pastor's job,
Yeah.
right? And if it is, then he doesn't have time to do preacher things. He doesn't have time to go to the
bring a
hospital.
message, yeah.
He doesn't have time to write his deal.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he's there for us to call and say, "All right, hey, I encountered this situation."
Yeah, Sunday's like a big get together for to talk about practice and game time.
Exactly. It's our coaching session. It's like when you
Exactly.
watch the tape, right?
Yeah, it's our meeting point.
But if you're not living that the rest of
Yeah.
the time, and the only time you're churching is on Sunday for a couple hours,
Yeah, you're missing it.
and then
You're missing it.
lies where the problem
Yeah.
is.
And you're coming to church and still missing it.
with the church getting this
Yeah.
bad rap is because, well, the guy went to church on Sunday and now Monday he was not willing to give me his coat, you know? And it
Yeah.
really does bug me inside. And I can say, because I came away from this being like the person on two sides of it, you know, like where I did kind of have my life together and was judgmental of others that came in stinking and face tattoos and high as a Georgia pine. And then all of a sudden I found myself that person, right?
Dang it.
And I'm just like, holy smokes. And I went to some places where I did not
You're
feel
like,
welcome. And I
got the lesson.
I did, yeah. And I went to places where They drug me in kicking and screaming, and I went to places where they cried with me and prayed with me. You know, I mean, and it opened my eyes up to this idea of, you know, there is definitely issues. There's no disputing that, and whatever is going to have it, but at the same time, it doesn't change. You know, I don't know. At the end of the day, it's like, I got to read my Bible more, and others need to too. You know, Trisha and I were talking the other day, and she's like, well, why do you feel this way about this particular thing? And I said, because it's in the book. We were talking about abortion and pro-life stuff, and I kind of don't try to stick my nose in it very much because, there again, I don't vote. But they said, well, what about this situation? I said, nope. What about this one? Nope, 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 nope. This is what the book says.
Yeah, that's what you got to go by.
Now,
yeah,
that's what I go by.
Yeah.
How does that play out in the world? Really, it's none of my business.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
For real.
What my business is to lead by example.
Yeah.
And
yeah, you can only do you, man, control you.
Right.
So, yeah.
But on the other side of that, as a guy, I know how hurtful that could be if your significant other had an abortion and you have zero choice in the matter, and then
oh, that'd be devastating.
It is
dude.
devastating.
Oh my goodness, I
can't imagine it happened to me.
Oh my gosh, man, yeah, dude, I could not imagine that. Like if I got a girl pregnant. And you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm taking my boy, you know what I mean? Or my girl, whatever that may, I'm taking that child, you know what I mean? And I'm bringing that child up.
Didn't even have that option.
Oh man. That would be tough, Ron. I didn't even think about that.
Left state. Woo. And through a series of phone calls, I found out what had happened, and it just sucked. And then years later, as it still affected me, I reconnected with her and I asked her about it. Yeah. And she goes, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, man. That's tough.
That hurt
sad.
Me more than when I was 16. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel strongly sad, about man. It. Well, when I see people post up things, you know, and so.
It should be, and on that fact, dude, it should be like you both made a conscious decision and choice.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. In this circumstance,
it wasn't a one night stand.
That's
either.
what I mean. And what you guys, and you know, you had an intimate moment, and you created a child from it. Now, if she doesn't want that child, I would think that child is just much as his as it is hers, just as much. Yeah. That there is. I don't think there's no line there. That baby, that child is just much the man's as it is the woman's. Yeah. So I would think in that circumstance, man, like the man should be able to have a say in that. I mean, a lot of people do disagree, and they probably will from now until the end of time. But that's where opinions come in, and I can have one, and I can say like as a man, like we made a child. That child was in with you till term. Like I should be able to be like, we're carrying that baby to term, and then if you don't want that child after that. That's fine. Yeah. But I was that child belongs to me just as much as it belongs to you, as that child belongs to God. You know what I mean? And then I would say, in that moment, like that man should be able to say, I have even in this world, you should be able to, I have legal rights to that child until that child is at term, and then I get my child. Yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah. Because I couldn't imagine someone killing my child like that. You start looking at it as yourself. Never thought about that.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, boy, that would be. Sorry, Ryan, and you had to go through it, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I honestly had not thought about it until recently,
just because. A tear to my eye, Ryan. Holy crap, man.
So then, when I met my biological mom, I've known I've been adopted my whole life, you know, and so when I met my biological mom and understand the situation that leads up to my adoption was she was 16, right? Mm-hmm. And there was a small portion of her family that was encouraging her to not have the baby, and a small portion of her family is encouraging her to have the baby, and an even smaller portion saying have the baby, keep it, will help you.
Yeah. Well, for sure. I'm doing whatever it takes.
So
I mean, you want to sit on a big old pile of feathers of greatness and I got you. Just keep that child alive. You know what I mean? I will do whatever service on that. You know what I mean? To keep my child alive.
To understand, I did not understand. I did not understand the courage it would take in that situation until I was an adult. Right? Yeah. You know, like I said, I've known, you know, that I was adopted since I could remember. I didn't know every working detail of it. I just knew that my mom was young. And so yeah, so then being able to meet her and know all these things, and then know, like the amount of everything, you have to hide it for a while, and then just how that all played out to me, and then that just solidifies my belief in my pro-life choices.
Yeah, man.
But we live in America. I would never. I'm not the guy that's going to stand out there with a placard. That's I would say if the people are going to label me, I'd say I'm an abolitionist. As far as that goes, which just means abolish abortion.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. But if I was going to, I can state my opinion and confirm it as fact scripturally. Okay. If you don't believe in the Bible, it says in the book, you're not going to believe this and you're not going to understand it. And you think it's a joke.
You think I'm one of those?
Yeah, great. I'm one of those. But at the same time, because of where I live in America and people have this freedom of choice. I respect that in people.
Yeah, exactly. Then that goes back to what we're talking about. Yeah, that respectful. Just, I don't have to agree with you, but I can be respectful and at least courteous to a point. But I can have my opinion. And in a democracy, if that opinion gets led to one way or another, then things can change, man. Yeah.
That's fine.
I mean, yeah. And that's why you should have freedom of speech too, because then that as long as you're coming across in a certain, in a respectful manner, you should have a voice, man. And if you can talk the majority into coming with you, as long as it doesn't cross constitutional boundaries in the legal system.
Believe what you want to believe.
I guess, yeah. Do you, man?
That's not. I guess that's America.
That's it. Well, that's what I mean. Yeah. But yeah, it's like, come on, man.
I got in a pretty good argument.
That can go on anything, really, man.
On Facebook 4 years ago with some people, and there was a guy down in Arizona. Man, he just let me have it, and a friend of mine says, "Whoa, Ryan's actually a nice guy." I mean, it's for you to like not even know him and be like saying that on Facebook,
Oh yeah. So it was like that hate from people. The haters out there, right?
Totally disagreed with my take. But we were able to sit down and have conversations and stuff. Yeah. And so even though she didn't agree with what I said, she defended me as a person to someone I never even met that lives in Phoenix, Arizona, of course. Yeah. That's why I try not to get on too many of those.
Yeah.
And it's been hard. My self-control has been really good because it is human nature to get on there and say, because you want to have your voice heard and you want people to believe what you want to believe. So then I have to test myself and say, do I want them just to believe what I want to believe because I just think I'm right? Or do I want them to believe what I believe because I think that it would heal them and bring them some hope?
That's a good take, Ryan. I like that.
And sometimes it's not.
Yeah, you got to weigh that. You got to weigh that. Am I doing this for me or who am I? What am I doing this for?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
And
to every choice, you know what I mean? Like every choice you make, even like all that, like every choice that comes down to
be that way.
That should be before. No matter the how small or big, on those choices, every choice you should kind of weigh those options, man, internally, and kind of is this the best of the best choices in this moment that I'm going to do, and which one is the best choice, and that's the choice I'm making.
The book wouldn't say in all things.
Yeah, all things.
Prayer and supplication.
All things.
It wouldn't say pray without ceasing, even about stupid stuff.
Yeah,
right?
and you, yeah, man, exactly.
And you know me, like
pray without ceasing.
I've questioned since I've moved off moved off Liberty Street. I've questioned so many things of did I prayerfully consider this and wait for a response?
Yeah.
Or is everything going bad?
Especially those big choices, you really have to. And then you have to have that patience, to make sure you did it.
Oh yeah,
yeah, like get a little surgical, like we're saying, surgical with it.
We have to be. Mm-hmm. I mean, there again, the book says, divide. Like with a scalpel, the sharpest instrument that you can hold in your hand.
It's gonna hurt.
Yeah, and
it's gonna be bad.
And then allow the book to work on you. It says it's gonna pierce marrow and bone.
Yeah, and it's always it is an easier process. Painful. It is. It's typically. I wouldn't say always easier, but yeah, it's a more. It's just more, it feels better. It feels right. Like it's good for you, I suppose, to make that move, man. I don't know, man. Because then you don't get wrecked as hard. Yeah. I guess even though, I don't know, then you start looking at it too, but sometimes even if you make the right choices, you're going to get wrecked. So.
Right.
I guess hope you weighed it, you know what I mean? Considered it, prayed on it, like you said, got surgical with it. And then you're making the right choice and then move forward with faith in the process.
That's it, exactly.
Yeah, trust the process, man, and have faith in that end goal, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You have to, man. You have to, and you have to stand by your choice too, man. Unless unless you know it's been confirmed it's wrong. But if God's guiding and directing it, I'd say that's the path you got to go, man.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's weird. God provides so many outlets for that. He provides there for a while. I mean, and I could go back to the revival where that lady had that name on a piece of paper, or you'll be on a phone call and all of a sudden there's like this little bit of a weird pause, or, and things start feeling real heavy. And then all of a sudden the person on the other phone would say something that like only you would have known, right?
Yeah.
might have
Oh
an
yeah, those
inclination.
those moments, man. Yeah.
Even so much so that sometimes it's like, wait a minute, what'd you just say? And then they like come back to this like spot of, I honestly don't know what I just said, And so then all of a sudden you're just like, what just happened,
Oh man, jumping timelines.
Well, there could be that, but the veil between physical and spiritual is very thin.
Oh.
And I think it's getting thinner every day. That's why I'm excited about tomorrow.
Oh yeah, you brought that up too, man. That was good earlier when you said that.
So we celebrate a lot of church holidays, and since we missed, our parking lot was under construction, so we didn't do All Saints Day. So we're going to do All Saints Day, which is a very special time where you remember the people that have passed in the year. And it's just amazing. And for me, what happens when we do this is it's like freeing of grief, right? So part of this thing that makes it physical is we have some ribbons and we write the person's name or whatever, a message to them, then we tie it to a rope. And that rope hangs. And so the first year we started it, those names are still on there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So there'll be 100-something people at church tomorrow. If everybody hangs, we're going to triple up basically what's already on there, because the first year there was like 12 of us. And then, you know what I mean? And then also there's baptism tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what got me fired up with the baptism.
All the things that are being prayerfully considered, I would think, and I'm not saying that people, it's not about doing it right, but if people are being mindful, so like we went to adoration on Monday, and my prayer, as much as there's all these other things going on, the bazaar and the building and the parking lot's flooded, my prayer really was just for, because I know that there's a lot going on, and that there's people there that are on that fence line, and so it's like I just have this expectation, and I always do. And Travis, first time I went to Travis Crow's house, he have a huge, beautiful, like painted picture that says, "We expect miracles in this house." And I wasn't that type of person.
Awesome, man.
I wasn't that type of person.
Oh, that's so awesome.
And of course, the first thing I asked him was in private was, how can you feel that strongly about this with Kendricks, right? And he said, well, the weird thing is I know Kendricks is a believer, and in my mind, at some point, he's going to walk. It might not be here, but he's going to walk.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that just goosebumped me up.
I love that, dude. Yeah, for real, because that's how Travis was, though, man.
I didn't think about those
Travis
things.
was on fire, man.
And so it's like,
love that guy.
So then it really swayed me, and I started diving into it. And this is what started me too on this mysticism walk a little bit, and contemplative action and purposeful prayer. We're so hung up in we want things right now, right? If I want to know something, I mean, I have 18 pages pulled up. I wanted to know something that fast. Bam.
Yeah.
What's Luke 29 mean? 12:29 mean? Bing. What's this one mean? Dude, they're all up.
Yeah.
Type in, what does the Bible say about division? And just 9-page article that fast.
Yeah, Travis had the patience, man, because he trusts. Dude, that goes right back, man, to trust in the process. So you're trusting God to handle the process that's going on. Like the miracle on his boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it may not happen today, might not happen tomorrow. But it's going to happen. Like it's going to happen. Maybe not in this world. You know what I mean? Maybe not in this world, but that boy is going to be walking.
But I think there's such a huge thing. Like, this is where the English language
have faith, like trust and faith, man.
It's going to happen. He said, no, it's already happened.
Yeah. Oh, it's already. Yeah. See, it's already
happened.
No,
I just can't see it through my eyes.
Yeah, man. To know, to expect. Ooh, that's even more powerful, man.
So yeah.
And then you wrap it in hope, man. Oh man, true hope.
Well, yeah.
Like to know, to expect.
And so then,
like it's already happening. It's
why
done
would
deal.
I not want to lead by example, to welcome everybody into my home that's willing to come in to even just touch the friends of Jesus?
Well,
right?
for real, because we expect miracles in this house.
Yeah.
And you walk them through the threshold,
right?
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you need? What miracle you got coming today? Because when you step in this house, we expect them.
Oh yeah.
And it might be you today.
It might
It
be.
already happened.
Or it might be on September 4th of 2023 by the same guy that's prayed for you for 4 times.
Man, that makes me want to put a sign in front of right when you walk in the house too, man. It says, we expect miracles here at this house.
Yeah.
I mean, we expect them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're happening.
I'm going to put it right next to my sign that
Dude.
says, welcome to the poop show.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. It's like, yeah, come on in for a drink, man. You need, you need a sandwich.
Anything.
Hey, baby.
Ain't going to happen here. You're going to get.
Make this boy a sandwich.
If I did a hey baby, you're going to get a tortilla with peanut butter and honey on it.
It'd be like one of those tortillas, those little jokes you see where they're smacking each other with tortillas. All of a sudden, Rise get dropped by a tortilla.
From across the room. Smack.
Just, it's got all the powder on it, the flour, just come flying. Right, hits the ground.
See, that's where I really screwed up. And this
You
is
might have to make your own sandwich.
Yeah. It's in the fridge. I have a rule at my house. If you get, I love people that are respectful and be like, hey, can I get a drink out of the fridge or so?
Yeah.
If you made it through my front door, now I don't want you like snooping through my bedroom and stuff, but you go in the kitchen and help yourself.
Yeah, for real
You know
though.
what I mean?
Yeah.
My courtesy was letting you in my house.
Yeah.
After that, you made it past that. Anything of here, you need my TV.
Yeah.
There might be a little bit of arguing about it, but if you really say, if you need something, I'm not that type,
Yeah, well, that goes right back to what we just came in the conversation with too earlier was just respect the house. Even going into a church or your house or an individual house, you just respect the house. You move in accordingly. Stay out of my bedroom. You know what I mean? Stay out of the living room, the dining room, kitchen. I mean, make yourself comfortable, man. You've been welcomed in the house.
Flip on my TV.
Yeah, kick them feet up, dog.
Go to YouTube
Kick
and
them
watch our
shoes off.
podcast.
Yeah, pick up the recliner, man. Kick them feet up. Here, go get us some YouTube. Put on that excluded middle.
Yeah.
Fire show. Couple
It is.
Ryan and rides,
Yeah.
man. Just try to sort it out, man. Try to find some truth in a crazy, deceitful world, man.
Some sinners that were turned into saints. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to wrap my head around sometimes. Why me? For so many things. Why me?
Sure, I don't ever.
Overblessed.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't. I used to maybe think that. Get that woe is me back when I was
I didn't
younger.
say woe is me. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but no. I'm just saying, like, why me? Like,
on
why?
any side of it.
That's what. Yeah,
Now,
I was just triggered that from way back in the day, where you're just like, oh man, this sucks.
Back
Why
to when
me?
it sucks and you're in a functional prayer mode.
negative. It's like, oh, why is this happening to me? Because you got to get better, man. That's
Why
why.
wouldn't you ask
Hurry up.
yourself that same question when things are going good?
Yeah.
Why me? Why do I deserve anything that I have? Why?
And you don't deserve anything, really. Once you figure that out.
We don't need it.
Yeah, you don't
Really,
deserve
it's a
anything.
simple answer. You don't need it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, if you're just sitting there deserving, man, you ain't gonna get much, man. You gotta get out there and put some work in.
there's that. And even then, at the end of the day, it's
Well, yeah, but like what because we're not really deserve nothing. So it's like, so you're gonna have to put in some work if you want to get something. Then you gotta put in some work.
and even though we don't deserve it, we have these rewards that are given
Our
to us
gifts,
now
yeah,
and later.
man. Phew. Yeah, if we get on the spiritual side of things too, man. Yeah, well, that's where you should stay, man. Like, yeah,
all
we're
comes
so,
together.
I mean, man, we got it so good. Oh, we got it good. Like you can even think back. Like I like to look at it too. Like even like taking just water for granted. Like you know what I mean. Like you can just go to your faucet and get some good clean water, man. Like if you go throughout history. Like, well, it's drinkable, dude.
It's drinkable
like,
for sure.
Yeah, you can drink that, and if you don't, and if
I
it's
have
not,
I have a
you get a
high
filtration system. But
See, I'm overblessed.
yeah, but that's what I mean. So I'm thinking, like, if you go back, a couple hundred years ago, man, that running good
even here,
source
water
of water
might
on the
make you
tap,
sick. Yeah.
dude, that'd be hard to come by, man.
Yeah.
We've come a long ways, man.
So-
I was thinking about that earlier. I had some ice, and I was like, man, a couple hundred years ago, man, that ice cube. Man, you can go back like 100 years ago. Probably on that, like an ice cube would have been like, dang, you got an ice cube, dog. Where'd you get that at?
Well, there's a lot of truth to that. Can you imagine like always drinking warm beers and whiskeys and
Yeah.
never having cold?
Oh man,
that's
only
like
in the winter
most
time.
refreshing thing.
Only in the winter time, but
And
you
then
gotta
all
keep
you
under the
want then is
blankets.
hot water. You want a hot toddy then. Oh, I need a warm whiskey when
Yeah.
it's cold out.
Well, then you could just warm it up until it started breaking up a little bit. Then you'd have somewhat cold.
We take so much for granted for sure.
Man, yeah, we do. Like just little things like showers, man. Little AC and heater in the
I
an
won't live in
actual
a
like
house
central
that doesn't have
air and
AC.
heat, like central air and heat.
Yeah.
Are you serious? like you can go back just on air and heat, man. Like when did air? We have to Google that, man. When did central air? I want not just heat and coolness, but central air and central heat begin, because that's been quite recently, man. Because I remember, like, I think 1902 central air and heat.
It says first modern air conditioner was invented in 1902 by Willis Carrier. Of course,
yeah,
it's a familiar name in AC world.
I wonder, but when they come popular, as far look up heater though, that'd be more heat.
Well, so central heat would be like very. I mean, yeah. So as soon as they had fans and stuff and ductwork, I mean, that probably was.
Well, either way, but most people didn't have it though, man.
48, and they did not have air conditioning.
Yeah, see,
and they still used wood burning stove. And
so your dad, right?
My dad.
So he's 68, probably 70.
Well, he's like 70. He was born in 48, so he'll be 76.
Man, if you're listening, 76. Man, you looking good, buddy. Yeah, he looks good.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
For real though, he gets around, man. He be staying moving.
They would, during the winter, of course, the wood burning stove was on the main floor. They all slept upstairs. And so they would warm rocks and carry them up in their pillow.
Yeah.
And then put them around the bed and get in.
See, I couldn't remember if it was my mom or my grandma used to tell me. Maybe it was my mom. Yeah. They used to, like you said, they would wrap bricks up.
Yep.
They would use bricks.
That's what it was, bricks. Yeah.
Bricks. I was trying to remember. Yeah. They would use, the bricks and heat them up and then take them in there and then they'd sleep with them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they keep them warm. Dude, so see, that's pretty recent, man. That's your dad.
My dad.
And my mom.
Now, other people had central heat.
Well, that's what I mean. But at that time, like my mom, I remember her telling me stories like that. Yeah. And then, dude, I even remember, okay, well, this is me as a kid at my when we'd go visit my grandpa's up in, that was around like Salina, Solomon area. We would, he had just a big old floor furnace.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what he had, was this huge floor furnace.
Don't walk on it.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, you walk on that thing, touch that thing.
Trisha and I's
that's what would heat the house, man. And so, and then my other house. This is one I just bought. This would have been. I didn't buy it. This is when I was young. I can't remember if it was my first or second, third place. I don't know.
Yeah.
I bounced around, rented a few places, but it was back when I was. I mean, I'd have been 18, 19, 20 maybe. And I had a house. All it had was on the corner. Was like one of those like radiator. Yeah. Like a big old wall one, but that's the only source of heat you had. Yeah. And dude, the rest of the house would be cold. Heck, that was when I was like 8. That was 20, 25 years ago, dude. I was struggling, man. No heat, no central heat. Boy, it was cold in there, man. We'd all be surrounded that little thing. I remember that. We'd have little chairs pulled up there, just chilling, hanging out, listening to some records or something,
Yeah, in 1939 they started putting it in cars.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man! There'd been some cold rides. Yeah.
No air conditioning.
Oh, AC. Yeah.
Heat was probably in there once they had enclosed cabs with antifreeze and figure out the electricity for the fans. And all that stuff. But we just take. I mean, obviously we were talking about air conditioners, but lots of different things. Here and you don't have to go very far to where they don't have a lot of.
I mean, just to have a vehicle, that'd be another one.
Well, yeah, definitely.
I mean, especially if you look at around like the world. I bet if you took the world into consideration on vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Well, how many places where a large family shares one vehicle, and me and Trisha have 2 running vehicles and one that needs repaired, I think at one time I had 5 vehicles for just one of me.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Yeah, man, so much, man. Yeah, we have so much to be thankful for. And as we're moving into Thanksgiving, I forgot about that. So we're kind of talking about gratitude. Thanksgiving can get brought up into the mix here. Yeah, man. So, this is the month of even looked at more so of gratitude for Thanksgiving. That turkey, gobble, gobble. So, things to be thankful for, man. There's so much.
I love Thanksgiving.
And and if you're sitting there in that negative mindset, you know what I mean? You're having a tough go at it. Like, I mean, instead of focusing on all the things that aren't going right or working out, you know what I mean? Or on that negative side, I mean, quit looking at that and start looking at all the things that you got, man. The positives, the pluses, man. Man, there's so many. Just even to that extent, like even break it down to that small, like we just did, to like your shower, your ice, your heater, your AC. Like, man, those are things you can put on that list. I'm thankful for them.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Heck yeah, man.
Little things.
Yeah, little things, man.
Yeah,
little things add up. They make Yeah.
They do add up.
Yeah, they do, man. quick too.
Start doing the gratitude
become real
list.
big.
Then you start paying attention.
I like gratitude lists, man. I like gratitude.
Helps end the frustration quicker.
Yeah, gratitude to all things. Then it's like I don't know, man. You almost begin to attract such things. Like if you put your focus on that, you know what I mean, and you change that mindset, you start, I don't know, maybe getting a little bit more positive things going, or that's what you're seeing.
Yeah.
So you're not taking notice of the bad things as much.
Trying to figure out what
Yeah,
that was.
change your thoughts, change the world, man.
Good. Even if it's just your world right here.
That's what I
around
mean.
you.
Well, that is your world, man. You know what I mean? On the you start breaking things down small enough. You know what I mean? You change your thoughts and what you're doing, man. Boom, your world changes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
yeah,
Yeah. Starts right here.
yeah. It does.
Here.
Every time, man. Those choices, every choice, man, you make. Boom.
Stand in the mirror 6
Yeah.
feet away, turn that knife on
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, there you go, man.
Work it out with fear and trembling.
Hey, for real, you be staring back at somebody. You be like,
Yeah.
dang, who is this guy sometimes?
Shh,
Man.
I know it.
Yeah.
Well, today I didn't wake up. And
But
look
at the
in
same
mirror.
time, I love that. I love him. You know what I mean? I love you.
Yeah.
We're gonna get through this for sure. Unconditionally, I got you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it has
Yeah.
to be.
Love you.
somewhat.
Yeah, that second line, man. You know what I mean? I love you. And that second line, I'm even on that line. So when you're looking at that mirror, let them know that you love them.
Yeah.
For real though.
No, absolutely.
Unconditionally. But we're gonna get better. You know what I mean? We're gonna do what we
hope.
can do.
That's the
yeah.
hope.
And I am. It's already happening. I'm expecting it. We expect miracles in this house.
Right.
Yes. I got to get that on the door, man.
Best part's when
Oh,
you
that's
get
so awesome. Right when you walk in, we expect miracles in this
the
house.
best part's when you get to witness them happen.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, if they're happening in the house, man, you see them, guarantee it.
Well, it's good then, but I mean, just anywhere where you get to see something
Yeah.
like that happen, and
Yeah.
you know, especially someone that just is suffering so much,
Yeah.
you know. But anyways,
Yeah.
I already wrap this up.
Yeah, man.
I
One
could
day at a time,
talk for-
man.
I could
One
talk
day at a
for
time.
47 hours.
For real, though. I was having a good time, man. It's a good combo, Ryan.
Yeah, no, we love you guys.
Yeah, I love you.
Love you, brother.
Love you, my man.
We'll see you guys soon.
One love. Shalom.